back again, back in the workshop again today, doing a little LT50. It's underpowered and running like absolute crap really. So I thought I'd do a video. We're going to de-restrict it. People may be interested, maybe not. But I've already started stripping it down. As you can see, we have got the intake manifold off, carburetor is off. So you take the little two screws out the top, slide all that out. Tank and everything's off, as can be seen. So inside the intake, we have a little restriction plate. So we're going to get rid of the restriction plate. And inside the carburetor, we've got, it's a restricted jet, which is on top of the other jets. So we're going to get rid of that as well, give it a little bit more oomph. And also, on some of them, not all, there is a restrictor inside the exhaust outlet. Oh, what's going on here? My screen's decided to die. Yeah, so there's a restrictor in the outlet, exhaust outlet, on the barrel. So we will have a little look, we'll whip that off, see if there's a restrictor in there. If there is, we'll get a drill in it, drill it right out, tidy the edges up, all that good stuff. But I thought I'd just give a little video of de-restricting an LT, and if it helps people and they want to get their kid just a little bit more power so that it doesn't struggle going up and over hills and bits and pieces, then it may help. So let's get some screwdrivers. Taking the jets out nice and simple, 4 screws. We'll take the bowl off. Make sure you use the right size screwdriver so you don't round these off, because these round off nice and easy. As you can see, someone's been in there before, slightly rounded it, but they're not done up very tight, so that's happy days. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Try and do this as quick as possible, not to bore you. So inside here, as you can see, got 2 jets. The smaller one is a restrictor jet, so we'll get rid of that. He says he can't turn the screwdriver. Come on. So that there. There's the pliers, so I can show you. Here's a pair of pliers so it's not covered in the glove. So as you see, little baby jet, it actually sits on top of another jet. Don't know if you can make that out in there, but I'll show you the best we can. So that basically restricts it. So we get rid of that, no longer need that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get a little propane torch. We're going to heat round here gently. Don't want to heat it up too much. So don't want to heat up too much, because what you'll do where this is alley, it will distort it. So a little bit of heat, get a flat bladed screwdriver in there, give it a twist, and it will pop right out. We'll do that now. So gently clamp her in. Some of this stuff out of the way. Don't want to melt all that. A little bit of heat, really nothing too major. You don't want to stay in the same spot for too long, and you don't need to really heat it up so it's red raw. Just needs to expand just a little bit. See if she will break loose. She's still a little bit tight. Nice even heat slide. There we go. Now she starts to move. There she goes. And there we have one restrictor. So you can ding that off, put it in a box, because you may want to restrict it later on. Or if you're not going to, then obviously chuck her away. But now we have a nice big open outlet, as can be seen. We'll let her cool down before we go on that. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to whip the top off. We will check the piston and that while we're at it, because the barrel will be off. And as I say, inside here, sometimes there's a restrictor. So we need to check that. And then when we put it all back together, we're going to have to adjust the carb a bit to allow for the extra air that we're going to be getting. And fingers crossed, she's a lot quicker than what she was. So let's get it whipped off. So I'm trying to set it up the best I can. We don't normally have them sitting off the side of this, but what we're going to do, we're going to get rid of this guard. We're going to whip the exhaust off the manifold, take the head off, take the plug out first so the plug don't get damaged, and we'll whip the barrel off, and we'll have a look to see whether there's a restrictor in there. Fingers crossed there is, so you can see the process of us getting it out. So as you can see, we whipped her off. It takes minutes to get them off. And unfortunately, as we talk, so you can have a good look. This one doesn't have the restrictor in it. So there's not really much we can do with that. You can see the build up of carbon. So what we'll do is, we'll get in there, while it's off, we'll give it a good clean. Get the carbon out so it flows nice. So we'll get it cleaned up, we'll get that back together, we'll reassemble the carburetor. So 4 screws back on, reassemble that. We'll put the new manifold, not the new manifold, we'll put the manifold on with a new modification. We'll stick them two safe, just give them back to the customer. And then we'll give the carb a little tune and we'll see whether it pulls a bit better. And the customer should be very happy. Right, so that's her back together. As I demonstrated, we took out restrictor and restrictor. We took the barrel off, and there's no restrictor in the exhaust on this one. Some of them got them, sometimes you've got to drill them out, as I was explaining. I'll clear up with the tools. So yeah, you can see how quick the process is. It's not a massive job. To be fair, anyone can do it at home. So, worth a go if you want to give it a go. But, let me bloody stand again. We'll let her some petrol run through and we'll see if she fires up. I'm sure she will. But, I'm not expecting it to run right. Due to now having way more air than fuel coming through. Always remember, handbrake on, safety first. My camera skills are amazing, as you can see. Stop button, out. Make sure choke's on. Oh, there she goes. So obviously she was dead empty in the car, so it's going to take a few goes. But she fired up, so that's a bonus. And it runs with a choke off. Again, bonus. So we'll get it down, we'll give her a run and we'll see how she goes. We'll have your cup of tea first thing in the morning. What so? A little bit of choke. Beautiful. So that's the first time we started this morning. So we'll let her warm up. Get a little bit of heat into it. You don't ever want to set anything with a choke on. Right, so you see the wheels are spinning? You need to adjust the tick over. So, the tick over there, you can see the wheels are just spinning, but you've got to remember there's no weight of the vehicle. So the tick over, as you can see, it's ticking over nice, not trying to cut out. Very, very light finger on it, and it stops the wheel. So with the weight of the vehicle, that's not going to try and take off, that's not going to run away with your kid on board, so. That's probably your lot. We don't really want to go too much further than that because it will start cutting out. But as I say, look, very light finger. Don't even need to, I can stop it with a screwdriver. Very lightly. So that tick over there will be absolutely spot on. So now we need to just fine tune with the air. So, as I say, we've adjusted it out 1.5 turns. I'll tweak it just a fraction, and to be honest, it doesn't sound too bad. I'll just point out the 2-stroke bowl has been disconnected. That's why this tube's here. It's running premix. It's always the best way to have them, but some people like premix, some people don't. This customer specifically asked for it to be premix, so for the minute while I set it up, that's just a temporary block off. We'll do a proper block off, make it all nice and neat. Doesn't really have any restrictions on getting to full rev, so we ain't far off it being sorted. So, quarter turn. What you do is you repeat the process, tweaking. I don't want to bore you for ages, so I'm going to get this set up properly, we'll get it a proper fine tune, and then we'll take it for a run. steering on these are horrendous, especially when you're flat bastard on the back. So we tweaked her a little bit more. We had a slight bog just as I went to ride off, and now it's all good. That's about the best it's going to get it, bearing in mind parts wear. So yeah, hopefully this helps someone out. If it does, happy days. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. But thanks for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, and look out for the next one.